In recognition of his crazy bravery in the face of staggering odds against Buzzkill and his monster misfits, the Howlin' Grubbin Spirits proudly reserves this table now and indefinitely to the hero responsible for us seeing a new moon rise, even if it is currently threatened by an interdimensional feud, Deadwest.
Well, thank you kindly, Ray, but I didn't whip that scum dumpster's ass alone. I needed each and every one of y'all. You fellas kept Buzzkill's goons off my back, Mandy got the dead subject notebook away from him, and Billy was the one who steered that ridiculous bird to gobble him up. We especially owe him for the win.
We love you, Billy.
Y'all raise your drinks and give yourselves a holler, and an especially big one for Billy, a partner who won't leave you dead in the ditch. Watch much more of this. It's not scary, it's just shit. Paper mache and painted laser rays, dumbass monsters made of clay. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, scream, soup. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. What the hell is this supposed to be? Action, romance, or sci-fi comedy? I just don't have fucking time for this shit. Bring on the blood and show me the tits. If you wanna scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. If you wanna scream, come scream with me.
Oh, amigo, who knew the ascent of hell could smell so foul?
Spelunking our way through a maze of poop shoots almost makes me miss them viruses we shook a few turns back. Ah, another dead end? Damn it! Ha! Whoa! That took your heads off there, Scream Freaks. Glad we finally found our way back to each other, because it's down to the wire to keep the Iron Horsemen of Doom from waking up their head honchos of hell and dropping Armageddon on the crosslands above. With most everyone I came down here with MIA, I need any help I can get to rescue my goat sidekick Billy from being their end-of-days sacrifice that makes all that happen. There's Billy! Thank Craven, we're not too late.
We must take that dagger away from the priest. It's the only thing that can harm Billy for the sole purpose of the sacrifice.
And all those big enchiladas behind those gates will eat us if we don't?
The least of our worries compared to the horrors they'll unleash. Their bottomless appetite for chaos will wipe out most of the Crosslands. Those left will be enslaved to reshape everything in their macabre image.
Oh, damn, that's a long ways. What the fly over there?
They clipped my wings, but I think I can still glide those thermal uplifts.
So I guess a piggyback ride's out of the question.
I can carry you, amigo. I know I can only carry one person because one time I tried to carry two people.
Get out!
Ooh-wee! That banger blew up something good.
The fugitive souls have been located.
Thanks for yesterday's news, Captain Obvious.
I know that fucking voice.
Nice seeing you again, too, partner. You're looking a little thinner than I remember.
Ex-partner, or did you forget shooting me dead in the ditch?
Killing you was one of the best Tuesdays of my life.
That was my ass!
Man up, Drac, you're immortal!
But hey, things worked out. You somehow ended up a free-winning rebel, while my piddly ass got dropped in the 7th circle of hell.
So what? Instead of money, you're gonna be down for a pardon from damnation this time? Your psycho ass belongs here.
If I'm a psycho for cutting a deal to ride out of hell, then just call me Psycho West.
There's no time for this! Infernal machine!
Escape from hell is punishable by 2,000 razor wire lashes.
I'd like to see you try!
Fire in the hole!
Tequila worm!
Let's fucking...
Enough of these distractions!
Hold up, gal! Wait a minute!
It's now or never! I cannot fail!
Why can't anything work out as planned? Mexican Dracula, get up! We gotta save Billy in the Crosslands!
Oh, senor, my body is broken. I need to heal.
Resisting capture is punishable up to 40 lifetimes of decapitation by butter knife. You can heal after we crash the ceremony. Now bleed and climb! We better catch up to that holy diver if we stand a chance of winning the Screen Freaks. Coming so close to what could very well be our end, a lot of things start going through your head. For me, I regret a lot of horror movies I haven't got to review for your guilty pleasures yet, so how about we squeeze a quickie in? With all this racing against hell action going on, I'm reminded of a flick I saw a while back called This Is the End. The meat of this meta doom and gloom chuckle is best friends Seth Rogen and Jay Baruchel playing themselves as estranged amigos catching up between stoner flicks and dragon cartoons. Jay's wacky tobacco fun is spoiled, however, when Seth suggests they attend James Franco's housewarming party because he really wants Jay to be part of his LA circle jerk of friends. But putting up with a coked out Michael Cera, kumbaya piano diddles, and Franco's constant BFF blocks is the least of Jay's problems when the party takes an unexpected nosedive into hell. Literally. As in the biblical sense. Good folks everywhere are sucked into heaven like they're riding the express lane to a blue light special on anal probes, and the unworthy are left to fend for themselves on a scorched earth overrun by big dick demons. After this chaotic turn of events takes out most of the guest list, Jay and Seth barricade themselves inside Franco's fortress of a pad and team up with the party's only surviving celebrities, Superbad's Jonah Hill, Hot Tub Time Machine's Craig Robinson, and the bad boy of Eastbound and Down, Danny McBride, to weather the shitstorm outside. With only their comedic wit, movie props, and a Milky Way to protect them from demonic hordes ready to eat and rape them, it's a race against time as they figure out how handsomely paid stars from Hollywood can earn a ride to heaven. Rooting around for any sorrows to bitch about, I'm hard-pressed, Scream Freaks. Only fault I can find with this whole shebang ain't even the movie itself, but how poorly it was marketed. When This Is the End was originally advertised for its theatrical release, I remember it was more or less aimed at stone couch potatoes as a Seth Rogen comedy, with the end of the world being this vague story hook buried deep in the background. Now, I think Seth Rogen is one of the best filmmakers in Hollywood today with a near flawless track record, but this flick was in one ear and out the other, you know? You see a lot of funny folks hamming it up, but don't get a real sense what the story even is. Nuclear holocaust, alien invasion, another Lakers game riot? For me, This in the End came and left theaters without so much as a whimper. Luckily, I was reminded of its existence after seeing one last gasp of attention for it on a TV spot that said it was back in theaters for a short time and finally got a glimpse of all the hell-raising fun it offered. That's what finally got my butt in gear to see it on the silver screen that very night, and I've been singing the movie's praises ever since. Full of top-notch special effects, a variety of demons, and a landslide of deaths, this is every bit as scary as it is funny. I get the whole thing about not wanting to reveal too much so there'll be surprises left for the audience, but how many folks like myself would have bought a ticket all the faster if they knew all this was going on? Look at how amazing this looks! How could they not have advertised special effects that rival any Lord of the Rings, Transformers bullshit? Shadow rapists, demonic possessions, winged monsters, devil dogs, and even a Godzilla-sized Titan tearing through LA? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You may not like it, but I'm saying it. This Is the End needs to be recognized as a horror comedy in its own right. I mean, come on. Fangoria kept insisting Open Your Eyes as a horror flick just because a lovesick rich boy gets stuck in a tame nightmare about being alone. So why not this? You know, while we're on the subject, because I'm never going to review this anyway, I could never help but wonder why Fangoria talks up Open Your Eyes as a horror, but never as Tom Cruise remake that's 95% the same flick, with even Penelope Cruz playing the same dream girl the sleeping rich obsess over. This shit's been grinding my gears for years, and I finally have an excuse to vent about it. I love you, crazy cat, but it don't belong here. Checking in on the Pissing Timer, we clock a fat, happy knot over the filmmakers making every second count with laughs and scares that keep me engaged at all times. There are a couple of bogus scares, however, but they're funny bogus scares, which makes them totally acceptable in my book.
Like shooting wings off a bat.
Ow! I don't know the farthest I can take, amigo. Hold on, Drac, we're almost there. Ah! Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, unnecessary roughness.
You're surfing the lava?
And Circle gets the swear. Name's Rebel Devil. What's your tag, Bones?
Name's Deadwest. You with that dog and pony show over there?
As if. Those bozos are way too serious for me. Dude, I just want to live my days to the extreme, not harsh on others, mellow. Whoa, hang on! Sick, ain't it? You got plans after the old ones let us bust out of this place? Me? I'm planning on surfing all the major rivers of the Crosslands.
Well, how do you reckon you'll find the time for that when you'll be too busy serving the old ones?
Come again, bro?
Yeah, first order of business for those guys is to put fellas like you to work destroying everything, which means you'll be their whipping boy from now to who knows when.
That is so not cool.
Well, I'll make you a deal. You get me over there to stop that rodeo, and I'll smuggle you out of this hellhole myself, and you can surf wherever you want.
Whoa, you do that for me?
Swear on my grave.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's crash this shindig.
Looks like we're still in this race, Screen Freaks. Well, we got a moment. Let's wrap up our review. Diving headfirst into the sweets, I don't know where to start, Screen Freaks, because this flick is hitting on all cylinders with dynamic characters, a gripping premise, realistic scenarios, a killer production value from the lighting to the unnerving sound mix, and side-splitting humor that's perfectly balanced with punctuations of tension. Seth and his friends' chemistry truly make this something special, with an energy only comparable to the comedic camaraderie seen in Ghostbusters. Taking realistic stabs at each other like the cast of Married with Children, these self-declared softies label Jay as a self-righteous introvert, Seth's the titty-fuck doughboy with a victim's mentality, Franco's a pretentious nerd, Craig's the big sweaty singer, Jonah's the most sympathetic guy in the block with A-list friends, and Danny's the overbearing asshole nobody wants to be around, which makes him a perfect movie villain. You heard right. In a movie where the actors are essentially playing exaggerated versions of themselves, Danny steps up as the asshat of the group, letting audiences see him as a selfish dickhead wasting what little resources they have left, and desecrating Franco's place like his own personal jerk-off booth.
You think that's the only thing I jerked off in here? I've been dropping loads around this fucking house like a goddamn dump truck. You don't come on my stuff! I'll come wherever the fuck I want, James. I'll fucking come in your kitchen. I'll come on your fucking art. I'll come anywhere I want. I'll fucking come on these walls. I'll come on the fucking cabinets, on the fucking furniture. I'll come everywhere. If I see your dick one more time, I'm gonna fucking shoot it off. You don't have enough bullets, bitch.
Damn brave performance, if you ask me. What's even more impressive is despite everyone playing these truer-than-fiction versions of themselves while name-dropping their past movies, they really bring their A-game when it comes to playing it honest as scared folks facing the apocalypse. Especially bored scared folks who pass the time waiting for a rescue doing a Hunter S. Thompson load of drugs, drinking P-teenies, and shooting whole movie sequels of their greatest hits. But when things go from bad to worse, they settle on this being the prophesized rapture and evaluate their lives for reasons they weren't deemed worthy of salvation. But thanks to Craig selflessly putting his friends before his own needs, the gang sees it's not too late for them after all, and rush to redeem themselves in time for Backstreet Boys' Heavenly Tour before demons, Armani, and an outcast Danny catches them. Switching over to the kill count, this is the end stacks up a total of 31 confirmed deaths, give or take 2 around the sinkhole scene in front of Franco's house where most of this happens. But despite most of Flick's cameo celebrities taking a fatal freefall into the pits of hell, we do get some memorable gory deaths the rest of the movie, with impaling, Jonah becoming a demonically possessed matchstick, decapitation soccer, and Franco being eaten by cannibals, but first bite going to Danny, who's wheeling around on a ride blinged out in even more body parts. With this being an R-rated comedy featuring a crazy Hollywood house party, I thought there'd be way more boobs to enjoy, but not the case. Most viewers will only remember the CGI castration of a big-ass devil dong, but eagle-eye pervs will tell you if you can tear your gaze from Michael Cera's baby butt this one chick's burying her face in, you'll see this gal here is flopping one out. What kind of bizarre reaction is that for someone barging in the room? As uneventful as this is, why don't we work in one of these guys' past movies and let Jonah show these filmmakers what real R-rated comedy boobs look like?
Baby loves milk. Oh my god.
Let's nuke the ingredients of this flick and see what it rates. That's no surprise. A true masterpiece of supernatural disaster with a funny bone. This is one horror comedy you gotta see, Screen Freaks. I recommend this awesome flick to Harry Potter fans, Exorcist enthusiasts, and anyone who's ever fantasized having their own G.I. Joe boy toy.
It's Channing Tatum. I call him Channing Tate Yum.
But what do I know? I like Killer Tomato movies.
As prophesied many moons ago, after our Lord's unjust banishment to the nether regions, this blessed offering shall undo the holy shackles that bind them, and release them upon the crosslands once again to reclaim their lost kingdoms. Hold the sacrifice down while I complete the final cleansing. Texan, Zoasis, Lilib, Eb, Tueva, Siasok, Serenzum. Now I strike upon thee with the power of the old ones, and they all.
Where's he come from?
Stop her! Retrieve the dagger!
No, you don't!
Surf's up, asshole! Nice horns. Look out!
Step away from the sacrifice, and your obliteration will only be half as agonizing.
Really know how to give an hombre options, don't you? They sound pissed!
Get your hands off my bike!
Eat a dick, scumwad! Damn, woman! Moves like that, how'd you ever get captured?
Get the sacrifice out of here. The dagger is no good without him.
Well, how about we get both of them out of here? Sound like a plan?
I'll fend them off. Leave from here.
Not happening. Hop on! These yahoos got us running in circles, but when all else fails, there's only one way to go.
We cannot make that jump.
Sure we can. Just be my guardian angel.
I'm not that kind of angel!
You got any Alka-Seltzer back there we can toss them? Hang on! Barbecue pork rinds!
Whoa, hot wings. All my bros call me Rebel Devil, but you can call me Hopper Angel.
Unhand me.
Spicy one. Bro, you got dibs?
Bring down the Xena act, Victress. He's a friend.
Abomination is more like it.
My bike!
Summon every force under our command and bring the sacrifice and the dagger back now.
Well, let's move us so far, Scream Freaks, but for how long? See you later, I hope. Well, howdy there, Scream Freaks. Well, thank you kindly for watching, and help yourself to more servings of Screaming Soup by visiting our site at screamingsoup.com. You can read our weekly updates, character bios, and interviews, catch up on past episodes, browse our store, and drool over the Howlin' Hottie of the Week. If you want to scream at us, just holler at screamingsoup@gmail.com, and don't forget to stalk us through social media, conveniently linked at the top of the site.